Good morning, Spaceman. This is Captain Collins. Welcome back to Space Operations Delta and another episode of X4 Foundations. Today we're going to talk about boarding operations and how to operate them and what, quality of life options Ecosoft gave us for them. We'll talk about what you need for them, how to operate them, and what kind of features you will see through the process. Before we start, brief introduction to myself. I'm Captain Collins. I stream from Monday to Thursday at 7 p.m. Central European Time on twitch.tv/Captain Collins. And if you want to see more guide content in the future, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss anything from that. So let's jump right into the game because I have something prepared for you. As you see, we are behind a Phoenix, and that Phoenix is our target for the operation today. Before we start with the boarding operation itself, let's talk about what you need before that. So we're talking about ships that you could build for a boarding operation. For this kind of operation, I got some Cerberus here. Why Cerberus? There are three things that speak for Cerberus. First, it is an M-class ship which you can get really fast in the game. Second, it's affordable, so you don't have to spend that much money on it. And third is it has got one of the biggest crews you can get in an M-class ship. And you need this crew size to get the most Marines for this operation. And also you want to split that out on a few ships so that you can distract the target a little bit and not all of the turrets are shooting at just one big ship and maybe you are in risk of losing that. The equipment for boarding operation is pretty much the same for every single ship. You just take all the mandatory things, like take a minimum preset. You got all the mandatory things. In the software tab, you are good with a basic scanner. You don't need a police scanner, so you can save that money. I will show you later why this is necessary. And of course, you get into the crew tab and you take all the Marines you can get. One interlude here: if you are engaging in a boarding operation, you definitely want to shoot down your target. So in this case, you don't want to get with a minimal setup. Take a decent amount of shields and good enough weapons to shoot down the target just as you would attack it. So get yourself a good group of ships which you can take for this boarding operation. In this case, I got 10 Cerberus here which are already flying behind our target. And for targets, I have a very good tip for you. In this case, we're following a Scaleplate Pact Plunderer Phoenix Sentinel. Well, why Scaleplate Pact? Because Scaleplate Pact has got a reputation of -5. And this reputation does not change for the pirates, so it does not go up and down if you're attacking other ships from them or if you're destroying or capturing these ships. So Scaleplate Pact is pretty much a very good starting point because they also got L-class destroyers. These are really good to capture. They bring a lot of money or are a very strong asset in your fleet later on. Hey crew, here's editing captain. I just forgot to mention something. The only ships that you can board are L-class and XL-class ships. You can't board S or M class ships. These will just leave the ship and you can get them afterwards while they are flying around without the captain. And by the way, check out the merch store. There are t-shirts and mugs and all the stuff. If you like it, it's in the comments down below. Thank you. Sponsored by myself. So how do you find one of these? This is another tip I got for you. If you go into your player information and in the global orders, you can set alerts. And I got an alert SCA Behemoth, so I'm basically on the hunt for behemoths. So I made an alert with a notification text and sound, and it tells me galaxy-wide if it finds a Scaleplate Pact ship which is an L-class ship. Whenever you see this alarm popping up, you can pause the game, take your ships that you have already built for this mission, and then you search in the one single sector that got the alarm. Just right-click, follow this destroyer. That way you will not lose the destroyer wherever he is flying to, either if it's fog of war or if it's a unknown system for you. When that's done, you're pretty much in this situation. Your ships are following the target. Before we start the actual operation itself, what you want to do is we're now scanning the ship to see how much crew and how skilled the crew is on this ship. So if you're flying to your target, go with shift 2 into the scanner mode. Now you need to be in close range, like less than 1 kilometer away. If you're there, then press shift F. While this thing is a target, it will scan the ship and it will tell you how much and how skilled the crew is on this ship. I already did that. That's why you don't saw the green circle on it. That way you got the information you need. You can go in information here and go into the crew tab, and you see the service crew, the Marines, and even prisoners on this ship. And with this information, we can already go into our specific boarding operation. So I take all of my ships. By the way, this is a shift and then click and drag, so you can get all of these ships. Then right click on your target, go into boarding, and you go into the boarding menu. And this boarding menu is really a quality of life feature. Like once in a lifetime, Egosoft did a quality of life feature in this game. As you see, as I told you already at the right side, you see crew 18 of 41. And 41 is also the maximum you can send onto this ship. So the maximum amount of Marines you can send to your target is the maximum amount of crew that ship can hold. We also need to get the Marines assigned to this operation. So I take the first ship, assign the Marines, take the second ship, assign all of these Marines, take the third, and then you see, oh, 13. So we're maxed out here with our attacking Marines. As you can see on the lower right corner, 41 of 41 attacking Marines. And now you see the risk is very low for this attack. So for a boarding mission, you don't just take the ships that are sending Marines and send them on a boarding mission. You can take every single ship that's in a fleet and give them other orders. So you have the ability to give a ship a behavior while engaging the target. And this can be attack escorts, target just the engines, target the turrets, disable the target, or keep distance. Maybe you have an auxiliary ship in your fleet that should just keep distance and do not engage into the fight. That could be one thing. Or you have S-class fighters, which then can attack the escorts because you have a strong ship you want to engage with. For example, a carrier. Then you can also attack all the escorts around it. In my case, I want to disable this ship completely, and that's why I give every single ship the disable target command, and that will make them all attack the ship. Like all of the turrets, all of the engines and shields will get destroyed in this command. Got everything done in the top part. Let's go down here into the stages. The first one is approach. So when do the pods approach the target? You can always go from very weak to very strong. This will also calculate the risk you're taking. So if you go very weak, you shut down the target to a very weak state, which basically means no turret anymore available, then the risk is very low. Next stage, infiltration. So when do you start breaching? That means when are your Marines trying to get into the ship? This is calculated with the hull strength. So if you go with medium in this case, that means the ship needs to be shut down to 50% until the Marines start to breach the ship. This brings a medium risk to the Marines because they have to stay a little bit longer on the ship before they start to breach. And it gives you a medium risk of destroying the target because sometimes your ships don't stop to shoot while your target is already low with health. So there you go. You set everything up. This menu is done. And the only thing that you got to do is start operation. What this does is every single ship starts with disabling the target. So we are starting now with that operation. And to give you a little bit of troubleshooting, maybe if your ships are not starting to shoot, that could mean two things. So either you still have the command, so the behavior follow ship, So you have to delete the behavior and just have boarding in there. Let me just show you that. Take one Cerberus and the order queue should just say boarding. And the second thing, if your ships do not attack your target, is maybe in your loadout, your turrets are not armed. So maybe they are disarmed. So now, as you can see, everyone is already starting to shoot down the turrets. You can see that really good in here. They are already at the turrets. As you see, turret is down, and they will start to shoot down the engines after the turret. So the ships already started their boarding pods. Here they are. They are coming from behind. The boarding pods are on their way. This is pretty good. While they are still shooting down the engines, and the boarding pods are now waiting to engage the target, pretty much. To see the status of your boarding operation, you can always right click on the target and get into the boarding menu again. And then you see which stage is in progress. As you see, stage 1 approach is still in progress and the infiltration did not start it yet. Our next operation mission is damaging the hull to 80%. So this means when you take the hull strength, you're breaching as strong, your pods will start breaching by 80%. Here we go. The approach is done. The stage 2 is now in progress, the infiltration. You will then also get some radios where you can hear what is going on in this ship. Like there, you could see this commander, what's your status? We're making our way through the hull. So this is where the Marines started their operation. And from this time on, you can basically just stay in the boarding menu. And you will see everything what's going on in here. You can see the hull percentage. You can see the crew that's still remaining. You can see your attacking Marines. And as you see right now, stage 3 began. So the assault is now in progress. As you saw, there is a risk to lose the target, right? You see that they're still shooting the target and the hull is down to 30%. If you want to prevent the target being shut down, then you gotta go into your informations of your ships. Here you want to disarm all of the turrets. That way you prevent your ships from really destroying the target, because they can't stop to shoot the target. They're desperate. They can't stop. Here you go. Every single turret is now disabled. When we go back to the boarding mission, you can see defending crews just down to 3. The hull is at 14%, so we stop that at a good amount. And every moment we will get the ship, and this ship will become green. Here we are. It turned green, and this ship is now ours. There is no boarding operation anymore. Your ships did their behavior. Now they have their default behavior. They have no boarding command anymore. Yeah, basically, that's now your Phoenix Sentinel. But you're not done here. From here on, you want to go into your ship information menu. And you want to go into the crew menu and assign the Marines that are left as a service crew. That way they start to repair the ship so that you can fly again. And with one single click on promote best crew member to captain, you take the best piloting member on your ship as the captain, and there you go. From this point you have a few different options. So you could wait until the ship is repaired to a point where you can just take it and fly it somewhere, upgrade and repair it. Or you could also just take it, sell it right off the bat to any other faction. There you go. 7.25 million just for that ship that we captured. But before you sell your ship, be sure to take all of that crew you just sent over to that destroyer or whatever you're engaging back to your ships where you attacked with. So that way you do not lose your troops. And you can go faster into a new attack and get another ship. And with this new asset in our fleet, I will send you over to the X4 Foundation guide playlist, where you can see even more guides. So what you can do with these ships, if you want to sell them, maybe you want to build a self-sustaining ward, you can see all of that in this playlist. have fun watching another video, and thank you for joining today. I'm Captain Collins and I'm out. Bye.